yeah, just like how the dubstep movement took off, it was just the strange sounds and the otherworldliness of the music that really captured people's interest. And I think acid jazz has the potential to do the same thing. It's strange percussions that no one's used to, and kids are always looking for something new to listen to. So that's where the acid jazz movement is these days. Well, usually when I need some new equipment, I just ask my dad, and he's occasionally willing to fork over some money, but lately he hasn't really been that supportive. I think he feels like I need to go out and pursue a real job. I mean, I tell him this is my job, this is my life, but he doesn't really seem to understand. I don't think anyone ever really will understand. I mean, kids are really angsty, looking for new kinds of music to listen to, and this is the forefront of the music evolution right now, so you have to expect that people will gravitate to it, just like they did with the dubstep movement, or the elevator music movement, or the house music movement. So I'm playing my first show right now. A friend of mine's having a house party, and he wanted me to DJ, and I said, yeah, I might as well. I mean, there's no point in turning down such a good opportunity when there's going to be anywhere from 400 to 500 people at the show. I mean, it's a great way to get your name out. I have some new tracks to play out, so it should be a pretty good time. I'm looking forward to being able to play out for the first time. Woo! Too good for your computer.
So where'd you get the idea for Spectral Catfood?
Well, I was working in the studio one day when this little guy, my inspiration, came in, started stepping around on some keyboard, made a progression that sounded a lot better than anything I'd made that day. So I decided that I should call myself Spectral Catfood. Well, the outlets I use for social media are like Facebook, like every other artist does, and my Facebook page only has 12 or 13 likes, but I've come to find out that the acid jazz scene is really big on MySpace and Zynga. Well, right now I'm working on the set list for songs I'll be playing out at my first show, and I've kind of singled out some of the ones that I've been working on lately that I think embody my sound. This one's called Into the Light. This song is called Dino Streets. It's another one I've been working on. Definitely a lot more intense feel, but it still embodies the elements of acid jazz. That's exactly what I was going for. Because you see, you hear the acid, it's there, but then there's the jazz as well. And see, when the two come together like that, you get these acid jazz beats like this. And this is just like exactly what you want when you're making acid jazz. It's this right here. Yeah. Well, my boy Mike told me that there should be anywhere from 400 to 500 people there. I mean, I kept telling him his house isn't that big, but he insists there's going to be at least 400 people there. So.
What sort of recreational drugs do you do before your show, or are you drinking?
My favorite recreational drug is definitely vitamin B12. I mean, some people say that's not really a drug. You're not doing drugs. But I say, hey, a drug is what you make it. So if you can crush it up and snort it, it's got to be a drug, and I do that all the time. I love snorting B12. Oh, absolutely. People love dancing to acid jazz. It's just an easy genre to dance to. Everyone loves dancing to acid jazz. I mean, why else would we make it if people didn't dance to it?
How do you dance to acid jazz?
Yeah, this is going to get kids dancing for sure.
So how was the show last night?
It was awesome. There was a big turnout. I mean, it wasn't quite as big as I expected, but I mean, a lot of people showed up. They were dancing to the music, having a good time. I mean, of course, I wasn't quite in the right state of mind. I mean, I snorted a few lines of B12, had a few apple teenies. I was pretty out of it, but I feel like it went pretty well overall. I mean, this could be the start of the acid jazz revolution. Everyone just really seemed to like the music.
Yeah, I went to the party last night. It was kind of weird. There was only like 10 people there, and there's some really hammered guy playing music. Really weird music.
So you went to the party last night. How was it?
It wasn't that good. I mean, I went there. There were like, I don't know, 3 or 4 people there. The music sucked. DJ was just super drunk.
How many people was dancing?
There was probably 10, 11 maybe.
There's like one drunk dude in the corner dancing, but other than that, like the hot chicks, the 2 chicks that they were just standing there talking, texting on their phones.
Yeah, I showed up and I heard it was supposed to be really fun and crazy, but then I walked in and there was just this drunk DJ throwing up on himself while he was trying to play some crazy weird music.
Pretty good turnout, I'd say, overall. I mean, it wasn't quite as big as I was expecting, but
was glad to see that they were enjoying the music.
Acid jazz, that's not even a thing. It's terrible.
I don't know, it was just kind of a weird Swahili vibe to it.
Probably the worst thing I've ever heard my whole life.
Yeah, it was like the craziest kind of like rave music I've ever heard.
What do you think of DJ Spectral Catfood?
He should stop immediately.
So, what would you say is next for Spectral Catfood?
Well, I mean, I can really only go up from here. It was the first show. I mean, I had a good turnout. People got to experience my music, and I really feel like the acid vibe kind of hit home with these people. Like, they're going to go and tell their friends about how cool acid jazz is. And I mean, who knows? I could have 1,000 Facebook likes by tomorrow after last night's show. I mean, after the word gets out and everything. There's no telling what could go from here.